Hi everybody, welcome back to 30 Days Until Done. We're working on our month of Caphrasis, and we're priming our muse by writing about art and visual arts, and mostly painting. And we've been doing landscape paintings, different ways of interpreting landscape. I don't care if you're writing about what I'm talking about or not. I mean, I'm sure you're probably writing about Obata yesterday, but don't feel that you have to do a historical thing, because that's just kind of the way my mind works. It lets your mind work the way that it works. And if you just want to do a description of the painting, that's fine too. At the same time, you don't need a description, right? And mostly the title of these kinds of poems are going to be something like just the name of the painting, right? Okay, so today we're going to work on somebody else. We've worked on through different ways of looking at nature. Today we're going to take a look at the way one of my favorite Flemish artists looked at nature, and that was Mondrian. And if you've ever seen his things, he uses geometric shapes, boxes mostly, working on this. And he had acolytes, and one of the acolytes turned everything on a diagonal, and he nearly lost it. He said it was a complete bastardization, and that sounds kind of silly, and it is in some ways silly, but he's also right, because the person who did that obviously didn't understand what he was doing. And if you're an acolyte, you should really understand what he's doing. What he was doing is he was abstracting nature. And if you look back behind me, we're on a steep hill here. Nature works in terms of verticals and horizontals. And so he was abstracting these things, and so he was making these color boxes that was one way of looking at the world around him. It was a completely different way to look at the world around him than everyone else was doing, right? Of course, you've got people like Picasso who were doing abstraction, and we have Klee too, but it's a different type of abstraction, right? And he had gotten down to geometric precision, and so those things, he was right to be angry with his acolyte. The person didn't understand what was going on, didn't understand, said, well, it's just some frickin' boxes. Let's put some frickin' boxes here and there and everywhere. It's not what he was doing, right? He was interpreting the world around him. Okay, so now, if I were going to write this painting, if I were going to write this poem, I keep doing it. If I was going to write this poem, I would probably write about how his vision is different than Bruegel's. Maybe how I think I'd stick with Bruegel, because both are talking metaphorically, both are abstracting the landscape. Bruegel is doing it, a lot of people call what he's doing realistic or naturalistic. It's not. He's abstracting the landscape to make a point about it, and so is Mondrian. And that's probably what I would talk about, the difference between those two people. I might also talk about the Dutch history. I don't know. So whatever it is you have to say about the world, that's a great conversation. Take it and post it down below, and we'll continue with the conversation. By the way, our comments down below don't necessarily have to be about whether or not this is a good painting, but maybe we start a discussion about what is the nature of art and what's the nature of nature, all right? And that's great too. Okay, so that's 30 Days Until Done. I will see you tomorrow.